Hello, my dear learners. How are you all? I hope you all are doing good. So, my dear learners, here we will start chapter number 6 of your book. Okay? So, are you ready for this class? Are you want to learn something new? I'm hoping so the previous chapter related to cyber threat, cyber security, cyber crimes, all these things are clear to you. Okay? And one question is for you. Comment down below, what is Sunday? Let's see how many of you see the previous video of mine. Previous lecture, have you watched? If you watch that video, that is chapter number 5, then you can able to give the answer, what is Sunday? Comment down below, what is Sunday? So that's why I also see how many of you can see the previous video also. Okay? So in this class, my dear learners, we will start up chapter number 6. Means it's important chapter because it is introductions to HTML. Now we will starting about HTML in this class. We will see what is HTML. What is that? How we create it? How we do it? What are the features that is there in HTML? How we use it? All these things. Matlab here in this chapter just introduction of HTML is there. But it's just not like one page introduction. It have a very detailed introductions. Okay? So just observe this one because the chapters that we all discussing later, like chapter 7 and 8, is also based on this HTML thing. So that's why it's very important to understand this thing. Okay. So let's start this class. Let's start chapter number 6 of your book. Okay. So let's start. Before starting it, you have to meet your friend. So hi, I am Marvin. As we have already studied that the internet is a huge network that helps us to connect, communicate and share things with people who live far away. Yes, internet is there nowadays to share our informations. Okay, with the help of internet we can able to communicate, we can able to share our informations. So we can call internet is a collection of websites and web pages. So in the internet is a collection of websites and web pages. These websites and web pages are collections of interrelated pages or connections of text, graphics and multimedia content which can be accessed anytime, anywhere through the internet. Okay, so we can access the service anytime, anywhere. So these web pages are coded in a special language called HTML, that is Hypertext Markup Language. The full form of HTML is Hypertext Markup Language. So let us understand what HTML and its important terms in this chapter. Okay, so let's see what is HTML and their important terms. Okay, ready? Okay, so let's start. What is HTML? Okay, so HTML stand for Hypertext Markup Language. What does HTML stand for? Hypertext Markup Language. This language is used to create web pages on www, that is World Wide Web. HTML work on the layout and structure of the web pages. So they work on the structure and the layout of the web pages. It basically decides how content is to be displayed on the website. What does HTML do? They show how the content is displayed in the slide, or we can say website. So HTML was developed in 1991 by Sir Tim Berners-Lee but was not released. In 1991 it is ready but it is not released, this feature, this HTML. Okay, it came into existence in 1995 as HTML 2.0. Okay, so in 1995 it comes as HTML 2.0. Since then, various versions of HTML has been introduced. The latest version is HTML5. Of course, with HTML to HTML 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nowadays, we are using HTML5, which was released in, so it was released in 2008. Okay, now it is 2025. Maybe the latest version is different from this version. Okay, so let's see the features of HTML. What are the features of HTML? Okay, so there are certain features of HTML which are as follows. So which are as follow. What are the features of HTML? First is it is not a case of sensitive language. It is not a case of sensitive language. Second, it does not need high configuration of system and software. What does it does not need any high configurations and system and software. Third, HTML works on the layout and structure of the web pages. So they work on the layout and the structure of web pages. And the fourth, HTML program can be run on any platform, whether it's Windows, Mac or Linux. So they work on any window. They do not need any particular window on it. Okay. And to write HTML program, it is not necessary to have programming knowledge also. That's why it is easy to use. So that's why we can able to use it. So they do not need the knowledge of any programming language. So they can run on your Windows, on your Mac, on your Linux also. Okay, next. So these features are very important. Next feature is that HTML's code are predefined. The code are predefined. We cannot create our own codes in HTML. It's predefined. If you do this, if you want to do this, apply this code. If you want to do this, apply this code. You cannot create your own code for that. Next is we need to have an editor software like Notepad, Notepad++, and web browser to run HTML program. So you need any editable software for that. Okay. So these features comes under HTML. Okay. This does not need any high configurations. They work on the layout and structure. Okay. They can run on any platform. They can have, you do not need any programming language for that. Okay. Next, we will see requirements for creating HTML documents. So what are the requirements we can use? We have to use by creating an HTML document. Let's see. So the tools required to create HTML documents are. So these are the tools that require. First is HTML editor program. What's that? So we will highlight it for you. Okay. So we will highlight it is HTML editor program. So to write HTML program, we need an editor that allow user to write code for the web pages. Of course, we need editor to write the code for the web pages. Okay, in the HTML editor program. These editor can be of two types. These editor also have two types. First is text editor. Second is WYSIWYZ editor. Okay, so first we will see text editor. So in this editor, we need to learn codes and then only we can use them to create web pages like Notepad or WordPad program. So we need to learn codes for that to text editor. Next is WYSIWYG editor. So that is what you see is what you get. It's this one. So what you see, what you get. In this editor, we don't have to learn programming code. So here we do not learn the programming code. We can just drag and drop the elements and the software itself completes the code in the background. For example, Adobe Dreamweaver is an example of WYSIWYG. Okay. Now, second one is the web browser. Second one is the web browser. So it is the application program that help us to view the web pages created using Notepad editor. So we can able to create it using a Notepad editor. The commonly used web browser are Microsoft Edge, Opera, Google Chrome, Apple Safari, etc. So these are the web browser. Here we use browsing in it. Okay. So this thing is clear. Now, creating and reviewing an HTML documents. How we can able to create, how we review, how we view it, we will see. Okay. So in this chapter, the HTML editor program that we will be using to create HTML file in Notepad and to view the file, the browser that we will use in a Google Chrome. So first we will see creating a HTML documents. How we can create an HTML document. So let us create a basic web page using Notepad. First we will see type Notepad in a search box next to the search bar. So here you can write document Notepad in the search program. So Notepad comes like this here. Okay, so type the HTML code. So you have to type the HTML code on it as given below. See, this is the HTML code. HTML, head, title, my web page title, head, body, and then body, and this is the code of HTML. Now click on save button of a file menu. See, you can save this button first. See, this programming when save button is there, this then open a save as dialog box will appear. Okay, then you can rename your file with this HTML file. Okay, so add names and save the file with .html. Add the name of your file and .html or HTML extension, that is my sample web page.html. This is how we can able to rename your file name. Okay, at the desired location by clicking on the save button, the file will be created. See, this file is created now. The HTML file is created in your document. So this is how we can able to create an HTML file in the notepad. Okay, now we will see. Now I want to view my HTML file. I want to open my file again. How I can able to do? Let's see. So we need to follow the given steps to view the web pages on the browser. So these are the steps we need to follow to view your file. First, open a web browser, that is Google Chrome. Of course, open the Google Chrome. Press Ctrl O, the open dialog box will appear. Okay, Ctrl O, open dialog box appear. Select the folder and file. So select the folder and the file in which you can create that one. Click on open button and your file is ready to go. Here you can ready to go. Your HTML file is in the browser as shown given below. See, in the browser your web page is ready to go. So creating a web page, it is important to this program. Can you see this program? This. Create this one, save this program in your computer, and then if you want to view this program, click these steps. See, these things you can try yourself. Okay, my work is to explain something. I cannot show it again, show it here. Okay, because if I'm showing it now, then how I can able to read all these things? Okay, so try this thing. Now we will see HTML tags, elements, and attributes. So what are their HTML tags, elements, and attributes are? Let's see. So let us learn about a few terms that are important in learning HTML language. Let's see some few terms that is related to HTML language. You know these terms, what is tag, what is head, what is body, because we can use these things. Okay, first we will see tag, T-A-G, tag. Okay, so tag, a tag is a command that we give to the browser to instruct it to display the content in a particular format. Okay, tag means when we are giving when it is instructions to the browser for how the content is particularly shown. Okay, their format. So it decide what, how, and where things are able to display on the web page. With the help of tag, we can able to see, we can able to instruct the computer like this is how I want my content should be organized. Okay. So the tag is always written within a angular bracket. Angular bracket means this bracket. So our tags start with an opening angle bracket and end with closing angle bracket. This is opening, this is closing. This is tags. Okay, in the tags, they tells us what, how, and where things are displayed in the web pages. What they tells what, how, and where things are displayed in the web pages. Or they have a angular bracket and the closing bracket in it. For example, the HTML tags are HTML, title, and body. These are the tags of HTML, important one. And it is already clear why these brackets are there. Okay, now our tag always begin with the normal angular bracket like head, but it closed the tag when we need to put a slash. See, in the like in HTML, when we start the HTML program, it start with the head, and when we want to close the program, so we have to use a slash mark of it. Okay, so a tag always begin with a normal angular bracket like head, but when we have to close the tag, then we need to put a slash before element or tag name to close it. For example, angular bracket slash head. Clear? Easy? Okay. Now we'll see, my dear learners, types of tag. Tags are clear, very important. Tags help us to see, help us to tell the computer like how, what, and where the things is organized in the web. And it is start with a angular bracket and end with the angular bracket. Okay, and it start with this thing and end with slash thing. Okay, now I will see that types of tags are there. Okay, so there should be an empty tag and a container tag is there. Two types of tags are there. First, we will see empty tags. What are empty tags? So, the tags that are not required to be closed are called empty tags. They do not need to be closed. Okay, you do not need to put slash mark of it. Okay, so the tags that are not required to close are called empty tags. These tags are also called standalone tags. What's that? Stand alone tags, because they stand alone, so that's why their name is also like standalone tags. They may or may not have the off tag. Of course, they do not have the off tag. Like this head has a off tag, means a closing tag, but they do not need any closing tag. For example, HR tag is used to insert horizontal line in the web pages, or BR tag is used to insert a line break in the web pages. So these tags work normally even they are not closed. So they used as normally. They do not need any closed bracket for that. Closed option means you do not need to add any slash. Now container tags, they need the closing. So container tags need the closing. Okay, empty tags does not need the closing of it, but this tag, container tags, needs a closing. So the tags that are required to be closed to get the desired output so they need closed. These tags needs to be closed. So the tags that are required to be closed or to get desired output and have both on and off tags. See, these tags has on and off, both tags are there, like body, head. These tags are in the form of on and off, means they can have the starting also, they have the closing also. Okay, so these are called container tags. So these tags are also called the pair tags because they comes in the pair. See, in this programming also I want to see something. I want to tell you something. See, I am hoping so this page is clear. Now observe this picture. HTML, head, title, these are the container tags because it comes it again also. Can you see? Title is not there, but HTML and head is there. HTML and head is there. So that means they need opening and the closing also. They comes on and off. They comes in a pair. So that's why they can call as a container tags. Okay. Now we will see it. Empty containers. Clear? Now we will see elements. What are elements there? Okay, so elements or tags include everything that has been written between the opening and the closing tag, including tag names. So element tags means in this we are opening also and closing also and their names also. Okay, so element or tags include everything that has been written between the opening and the closing tag, including tag names. For example, for its angular tag U, closing computer, see this thing, opening and closing also, and they need a tag name in between them. This thing and beach, and in the middle of that it's a tag name. So it is a HTML element. So this is the HTML element. The elements beginning and the ending mentions are opening or closing the tag. Okay, this is element. Next is attributes. Next is attributes. So let's see what is attributes. So attributes are features that define the properties of a tag. So what they do? They define the properties of a tag. So attributes appear inside the opening tag, on tag, means opening tag means on tag. See, if I'm saying opening tag, it's same as on tag. If I'm saying closing tag, it's same as off tag. Okay. So attributes means these tags comes at the opening, at the on tag. The values of the attributes are entered within the quotation marks. So these values are being there in the quotation marks. See, Syntax, we need write a syntax for the following. See, for example, body text red. So this is the attributes. So it comes in the quotation mark. Okay. So this is an example. Text is a attribute of body tag. So this is there in the attributes. Okay. So they set the color of your text is the we can say this set the color of the text for the whole web page. So attributes tells you the whole color of your HTML page. Okay. Now we will see rules, important rules of writing HTML code. So what are the rules that is there to writing a HTML code? So we need to follow the given rules while writing HTML codes. Okay. So first is, do not give space between the names. Okay. So you don't need to give space between the names. Okay. Between the tags. Okay. So don't give space between the tag names. It creates problem when it execute. If you give a space between the tag names, it creates problem for execution at the time of executions. For example, head. See, no, there's no need to give space. See, here I am giving space, here I am giving space. So it creates problem. Will not work properly. It not work properly if you give space in between them. Okay, no space needed in this. Okay. Second, HTML elements can be used together or one element can be written with another. For example, see, can you see it is one after another. Computer, this is the thing. We make the computer both italic and bold. See, we can able to italic and bold, we can able to use it both. And we are at the time of opening it and at the time of closing it, we can write this one. Okay. Now, tags should follow a particular order. What's that? Tag should follow a particular order. The tag that is open first should be closed in the end. Of course, the tag which is open first should close at the end. Next is always close all the tags to avoid confusion. Of course, you have to close it. Fifth is we know that HTML tags are not case sensitive but still prefer to write codes in a smaller letter. Okay. And the last sixth one, always put the attributes values within quotation. So attribute value should be put in the quotation mark. Unquoted values can create a problem at many times. So if your attributes are without quotation, so it create problem. Now we will see structure of HTML documents. So what are the structures of HTML documents? Let's see. So every HTML document is mainly divided into two parts, head and body. What's that? Head and body. So we will see what is head and body. If I'm talking about head this and body this in the human body, but in HTML program, what is it? So first we will see head. First we have to see about head. So head means it contains information that we don't want direct to displayed on the web page. So in the head, the things comes up, the things that you do not want to display it on the web page. For example, the title of the web page is written in the title tag. Okay. And in the body text, so it is a tag that holds the whole content of the web page. So the whole content of your web page comes under the body. Okay. This includes all the tags used for formatting and deciding the layout of the page. Of course, how your page is there, what is the layout of your page, what is your format of the HTML page, all comes under the body tag. Under the body tag, the main part of the HTML is there. So let us discuss structure of HTML document with the help of example. With the help of example, let's see. HTML, this is how we can able to write. Of course, we have to opening and closing it also. So it marks the beginning and end in the document. Of course, we can use HTML at the beginning and at the end of the program. Everything written within HTML and HTML dash is considered to be part of HTML document. Important. See, at the top also we can write HTML, at the bottom we can write HTML. So at the opening we have to write and at the closing we have to write. In between is the HTML document is there. If it is not opening and closing is there, then we cannot able to create HTML document. So then only if the HTML is written on the opening side and the closing side, then only we can say this is the HTML document. Second is the head. Second is head. So this tag store information related to the web page that we don't want to display it directly on the web page. See, in the head side, head is also there on the opening side, and on the, it is only there in the opening side, it is not there in the closing side. Okay, so head, what does head do? I already told, head store your information, it cannot display it. Okay, so head means this tag store information related to the web page that you don't want to display directly on the web page. Of course, this thing you do not want to display it. Okay, for example, the title, style, etc. You do not want to display the title and style, so it will be hidden. So anything written within the head dash is not visible to the window. So whatever you write in this head side, it cannot visible on the web page. And here comes up the title. So this hold the title of the web page that get displayed in the title bar of the browser window. Of course, they tell you the title of it. Here also we can see the title is here. Okay, so this title enclosed with title and title dash. Okay, so they tells you the title, and here comes up the main part, body. So body means this tag include all the information that you want directly to display it on the web page, like text, graphic, video, etc. So whatever the things that you want to display it on the text page, it is there in the body section. It is also containers tag. It is also known as a container tag. All the tags are written in the body tag. So all the tags comes under the body tag. Okay, so I'm hoping so. HTML, head, title, body, clear? Okay, now we will see attributes of the body tag. Attributes, let's see. So attributes, significance and syntax. Let's see. First we will see text. First we have to see text. So significance is that this attributes help us to change the color of the text for the whole web page. Of course, with the help of this, we can able to change the whole color of the page. You have to just type this thing. Body, text. In the body, you can write text. Text means you want to change the text that is there in the green color. You want to change it in green color. Now BG color. What's a BG color? BG color means this attribute change the background color of the web page. See, text means they can change the text color. Text means the written part of it. So change the text part. With the BG color, they can change the background color. Like in the body, you can write, because all the main things like you want to change the text color, background color, it should be there in the body sections. So in the body BG color, it's pink. So you want the background should be in a pink color. Next is a background. What's a background means? Okay, so this attribute is set to the image as a background. Now if I want an image in my background, so I don't write BG color, I write background, because I want some images, like image of a flower or as a background of my screen, image of a girl as a background. So this attributes insert a set of image background of a web page. So you have to write background as a flower .jpg, because I want to insert a picture of it. Next is no shade. No shade means this attributes display a gray color solid line, because with no shade means they apply a gray color. So no shade means they apply a gray color, shading is not there. See, I am adding all these things. I want background should be pink color, and their background is pink color, color should be blue, and see, I want this thing. Now I will see in the next slide that my background is changed. Okay, but before starting it, I want to show you heading, paragraph and line break elements. So what is heading, paragraph and line break elements? So what are they? I'm hoping so all these things are clear. Text, BG color, background and no shade color. This is important, my dear learners. Okay, so observe these things because it is there later also we can use. First we will see heading tag. These are the heading tags. Okay, so let's see what is heading tag. So heading tag is used to give headings to various part of web pages. Of course, heading tags are used to give what they give us. They gives us the heading of it. Okay, so there are 6 types of headings we can give to HTML. See, We have 6 types of headings we can do. So heading are emphasis using HN. So heading symbol is HN. Tags and close with HN tag. Of course, closing, this slash shows the closing of it. Opening is normal, closing should be there with a slash tag. Okay, where N ranges from 1 to 6 because we want 6 different headings are there. So it is ranges from 1 to 6. So 6 types of headings are there. Now we will see H1 means heading 1, H2 means heading 2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Okay, so H1 is used to define the largest and the main heading. So H1 describe the main heading of your HTML. The subsequent heading levels are used for subheading or sub-subheading. Of course, main heading is with the H1 only, and then the subheading is made with H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Okay, where H6 depicts the small level of heading. Of course, with the help of H6 we can able to make a small heading. So there is one attribute of the heading tag, that is align. What is align? I am hoping so heading is clear. Heading are of 6 type. The largest heading is H1 and the smaller headings is H6, and they have ending and they have closing it also. Matlab they have starting and they have the ending also. Now we will see align. What is align? So this attribute help us to specify the position of the heading on the web page. They specify the position. So the values that can be given with heading elements are left, right and center. Of course, you can see, you can give the alignment that you want your text should be on the left side, should be on the right side, should be on the center. You can give it. Like this is how we can write. H1 means heading 1 you have to be in the center. So your heading 1 should be at the center. Okay, so the heading 1 should be at the center with this help of this thing. So let us understand with the example. See, observe this thing very carefully. HTML is there, opening. Title should be there. Okay, now I want my background should be pink color, and I want to see. Okay, and my HR is aligned to right. I want everything should be right hand side. Okay, the heading is on the right hand side, and I want my heading 2 should be at the center. Okay, and heading 3 should be at the we can say here, we can see heading 1 is the center, heading 4 is also center, heading 3 is on the left hand side, and heading 5 is on the right hand side. Okay, and my background is color with this pink color because I am entering all these things. And last also, body and HTML I have to be mentioned because body and HTML should be at the opening time and at the closing time also. Then only this functions can able to work. See, one thing, this is the heading 1 which is a main heading, and the rest of the headings, can you see according to size also, the heading 5 is much smaller than as compared to heading 1, 2 and 3 because it is like that. Heading 1 always been the bigger one, okay, as compared to the heading 5 and 6. So observe this thing. Now paragraph tags. What are paragraph tags? Now I want to write the whole paragraph. Okay, so paragraph or the bracket P tag is used to mark the beginning or ending of the paragraph on the web pages, because this is also we can write at the starting point and at the ending point. So these tags leaves a line gap before and after the paragraph written inside the P and P dash tag. This tags also has only one attribute, which is align. The value that we can give with aligns are right, left, center and justify. Of course, with the alignment you have to choose. I want it from right side, left side, on center side, what side. See, these are the sides we can able to choose. Right, left. Left means the attribute starts the paragraph from the right hand side of the web page with the option left. Right means this attribute start the paragraph from the right hand side of the web page. Center means this attribute start the paragraph from the center of the web page. And justify means this attribute makes the paragraph. Justify means both sides are equal. So they write the things where both sides are equal if you apply this justify feature on it. Okay, so right, left, center, justify is clear. Now I do not able to see because it is very small, but see this paragraph. Okay, and can you see it is mentioning, it is changed like this. See, some of the paragraph is written on the left side, some of the paragraphs are written at the middle, some of the paragraphs are aligned to the right side. Okay, so this is how we change the alignments of the paragraph. Okay, Now we will see break element BR. See, these things are very smaller. Okay, I am hoping so when you read with the books, it is easier visible to you, but I am seeing with the desktop, so it is not clearly visible. So maybe you can try these things. Okay, but we will try with line break feature, that is BR. So BR denotes line break elements. Okay, so BR tag breaks the lines and work like an enter key on the web page. Of course, they break the line. What they do? Break the line. The text that is written after BR will move it to the next line. Of course, they break the line. If you write with BR, the sentences which is after BR, it moves in the next line. So the web pages does not consider enter key to give the line break while typing the text. So this is the empty tag. This is the empty tag, which is not necessarily close. Of course, these are the empty tags, so you do not need it to close it also. At the starting, we can write, but it is not necessary to close it out. Okay, see the HTML body is there, head is there. I want this pink color is there, definition is there, and this is there. Okay, and where is the BR written? I cannot able to find. It is much smaller than this. So BR is also there, in which we can see, it is here BR. So the next line is not written start from here, it is start from here. Okay, this is the paragraph we are writing, and we are saying and the BR comes up at the starting. They do not need at ending point also. See this thing. Now we will see horizontal rule or the HR tag. What is HR tag? Horizontal. Okay, so the HR tag is used to give a section break in the web page. So they give a section break. It is drawn as a horizontal line on the web page that divides the web page into two sections. In this, the web page divided into two sections with the help of HR tag. Okay, so HR is also an empty tag. It is also an empty tag. It does not require the closing of it. It at the time starting they do not need the closing. There are many attributes of HR tag. See, we can change all these things of that. We can change the size, color, width, and no shade option. Let's see what are they. Okay, first start with size. Size means this attribute specify the thickness of the horizontal line. Of course, they specify the thickness of horizontal line, like I mentioned it 4. So now my horizontal line should be thicker than 4. Width. So this attribute signifies the width of the horizontal line. So they tells the width of the horizontal line, that is 20%. Now color, this attribute specify the color of horizontal line. So this specify the color is also there. Green color I want. Okay, we can able to, because it is related to horizontal line, so I can change the size of horizontal line, I change the width of horizontal line, I change the color of it, and no shade option is there. So this attribute display a gray color, solid color. See, this is how I change. Can you see here? I want this green color, I want this gray color. Can you see and it divide the pages of also, because we are choosing which command? HR command. HR means horizontal rule, means in which we can break it. Okay, and they comes at the starting also. Here comes a BR. Can you see? Here comes a BR. Okay, here I mention I want 90%, I want color green. Here I mention I want no shade. Okay, I want this thing. So this comes up like this. Okay. Now we will see comment tag. What are comment tags? I know this chapter is little bit lengthier, but it's interesting. Okay, so comment tag means comments are remarks that are not displayed on the web pages when we execute the code or view the web or browser window. Comments are used to note the code that is there. See, comments are there. See, in this way we can able to add the comment. Okay, I'm hoping so we can able to see the comments. I want to show you out. Okay, so VR is there, VR is there, VR is clear to you, VR is here to clear. So here we can able to give the comments on it. Okay, now the last thing is that how we can able to change the color. That's the last thing. Okay, so I want to change bold, italic, and underline tags. How I can do? So there are some style tags we can use in HTML that are used to make the text look attractive and emphasize the text so that the user can pay attention to the words. Like if some words are written in bold, italic, and underline, so they give emphasis on it. Like the tags are B, I, and U. So B means tags tags makes the text written inside the bold. It makes the text appear tighter, thicker than the rest of the text. I means tags write the text in the italic form, which means the text is slightly slanted. Italic means they have to be slanted like this. U means the tag should be underlined text. Okay, here I am writing it bold also, italic also, and underline also. See, now my sentence has underline also, bold also, and italic also. See this thing. Okay, now font tags and face and size is also there. So font means this tag is used to change the formatting of a short segmented of the text. We can specify the font style, type, and the color of the short segmented of text. This is the container tag. The contribution are this. Face tag contribution is that we will see this contribution is used to change the type of the font in the short segmented of the text, and size contribute change the size, and color contribute to change the color of it. See, we can able to write all these things. I want this thing, I want to change it italic, I want to change it with bold color, and it has happened like this. So this is the chapter all about. I am hoping so this chapter is totally clear to you. So that's all, my dear learners, for this class. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.